We are live now.
Cool. So welcome to this STEM event. So today we're going to talk about questions all about the F1 in schools competition and how it's different in Brazil. And we have another guest here from our school. It's Yannick. He's from Swift E. He's competing as well, but they have a different competition because they're doing electric cars. So maybe he can answer some questions as well. We will start with the questions, and afterwards we can gonna launch our car, and I think it's gonna be amazing. So it's cool. And I'm Alessia, so maybe everyone can introduce themselves shortly.
So, hi everyone, I'm Isabelle. I'm the team leader of Brazilian 6, and I'm super excited for today's event to talk a little bit with Swift about the difference, as Alicia said, from F1 in schools in Brazil and Germany. So, I think it's going to be a really great experience.
Hi guys, I am Giovanna, the marketing director of Brazilian 6, and I'm also very happy to be in here. Thank you so much for the invitation.
We are lucky to have you here, so maybe our team can introduce themselves
Yeah,
as well.
I'm Leonie. I'm Leonie, and I'm also responsible for the marketing sector of our team. And yes, I'm also very glad that you are here.
Hi, I'm Helena, and I'm responsible for the production of the cars.
Cool. So Lisa is the one doing the technical thing. I can introduce her. She's also responsible for the design part of our team. Yeah. I think Yannick is the last one to say hello to us.
Hello, my name is Yannick. I already got kind of introduced. I'm working with the team Swifty. So the only difference is we're powering our car with electricity.
So that's cool. We prepared some questions for you so we can interact more with each other. Is there someone who wants to start with the question? Leo, for example?
Yeah, of course, I could start. Um, I have a question to all of you, and it is: what is technically the biggest challenge you have to deal with while competing in the Formula One schools competition?
Well, in Brazil, I guess the biggest challenge we had was to find sponsors, especially in the COVID-19 pandemic. So, tried to convince them in the middle of a crisis to sponsor us surely was the biggest problem for us. But luckily, we were able to convince our older sponsorships to continue with us and also get another types and ways to find money and resources. So providing events, online ones, because right, we're in a pandemic, and selling masks and hand sanitizer. So I guess was to deal with the corona situation and the financial one, but I guess it was we did it okay. And what about you? How did you get yourself and your team in the middle of a pandemic?
So first of all, I think it's very impressive that you handled this during this situation, and it's a sign of strength that you got so far, even though we are in the middle of a pandemic. So I think we managed it quite well because we had a lot of sponsors from last year who were willing to sponsor us during this time as well. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, in Brazil, it's very different because I know that there are some countries that the government sponsor the teams, but in Brazil, like the F1 in Schools project is not very known. But I think that this scenario is getting better, and we were able to get our sponsors, and now we're going to the world stage.
That's impressive as well. So we are not getting sponsored by the government as well. That's interesting to know that other countries have this chance to be sponsored by the government. But yeah, so I know you guys are not necessarily responsible for the production part of the car, but do you think it was very difficult with COVID and not being able to meet so many sponsors in real life with manufacturing?
Yeah, about that, we were really lucky because in the original state of the competition, while we weren't in a pandemic yet, we were able to talk to a company called Tunkers, and they provided us the machining of the car for free. So we had our axles, our wheels, and the car body all done for free. And luckily, we were able to convince them to continue with us, both in the national stages and now in the finals. The World Finals one is going to take place next week. So the biggest problem with the car project was to assemble it because, especially in the regional phases, we weren't able to meet each other to assemble it. So it was something like we get an Uber and someone does one part, the other assembles the other. So that was the most difficult part of it. But not cheating, hopefully we were able to talk to our sponsor and do it for free. Were you able to convince any company to do it for you as well?
Yes, we have a bunch of sponsors who help us with the production of our car, and I think we're doing well with this. So our competition is in 2 weeks. I know Worlds are in 1 week, and I think it's impressive how you are managing this. We are currently painting our cars, so we have to drive like each day to the painter, and this is kind of stressful because you have to wear this mask all the time, and keeping distance and stuff. That definitely like is a barrier in manufacturing, but our car is manufactured, and that's the good thing. So, are you guys prepared for Worlds? Is there anything you still have to do, or is everything sent away to England?
So, do you want to talk, G?
Well, actually, we have done everything. We are just going to do some interviews when the competition happens, but we sent all the portfolios, our car, and everything is okay now.
So, we wish you all good luck. Hopefully, you will be able to represent your country well. And do you think it's bad that you don't have like a real life event, or are there any positive sides of having a virtual event as the World Finals?
Well, obviously, we were looking forward to go to the competition in real life, to meet everyone, to talk to a lot of people from different countries, and it would be a really awesome experience, not only in F1, but to visit a new country. But I guess being virtual, it was a little bit good in the sense of being less expensive because we didn't have to pay for the airplane ticket or for the pay display to be delivered there. So the only delivery we had to pay was the car's delivery. That was a little bit expensive. But the rest, the portfolios, we didn't have to print them up. We sent it in PDF files and we didn't have to go there. So I think the positive part was the financial one because we didn't need as much sponsors we would have needed if it was in real life. But surely it would be good to see everyone to go there and to have the experience of real competition. And yours competition is going to be in 2 weeks. It's going to be virtual or a little bit in real life.
Yes, sadly it's gonna be virtual, so we have to finish everything and send it away, and then just cross our fingers. What's different is, and regionals we just sent everything away and waited for the results to be there. But now we are going to have an interview as well. So with the judges, it's going to be quite interesting because we never had something like this before. It's our second year of having a virtual competition, but this time we have this interview.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the same in the World Finals, but the verbal presentation is going to be a video, and only the interviews explaining the engineering, the enterprise, and pit display is going to be live. It's going to be the same, and yours regionals one, or no, your nationals, I guess, or it's going to be everything in interviews.
We record everything in advance. For example, the verbal presentation, we are recording it. The same thing about the pit display, just recording it in advance and sending everything away. And we're not having any some judging live. So it's just send it away and hope for the best. Yes.
I don't know if that's good or bad, because once you send it, like there's nothing you have to do. You just cross your fingers. You feel like, what can I do to make it better? But on the other hand, when you have interviews, you're like, what if it was good and I messed it up during the interviews? I don't know if it's good or bad to have it.
Yes, and if you record and in presentation, you're less excited. No, we are still excited, but you're not that nervous. You're standing in front of the judges and shaking because there's just you in the camera and maybe a bunch of other team members in the room. I think Lisa has some questions as well. Maybe she's able to ask them right now.
Yes, I
If
want
not-
to ask a question. Okay, the question is to Brazilian 6. Do the former Brazilian 6 members help you with the competition, and do you want to build on their success, or do you rather see your team as a completely new one?
Well, actually, we are continuing the legacy of Brazilian 6, and we intend to have great results such as the former generations, and they helped us a lot. They are kind of professors to us. They are always available to help, to give some tips, and their help was extremely essential for our progress.
That's really cool that you have someone to ask questions and who is willing to help you as well. Maybe we can ask something about the electric team. So I heard that in manufacturing, it's very important to be able to connect all of the wires and stuff. Did you know how to do this in advance, or did you just learn it by doing?
Oh, well, we are 5 people, so therefore we already had, I think, 2 of us already knew how, to connect those wires. But yeah, there's still a lot of lacking considering the practice. Sometimes we have to like do it 3 times or 4 times and pay attention not to connect 2 wires that shouldn't be connected. Because we don't want the whole car to blow up in the end. So yeah, I think it's just a lot of practice we have to put in there.
That's cool that you already start manufacturing the final car, or is it still all consisting of prototypes?
Well, we weren't able to print any car yet, so therefore we used another car, a toy car little children use. I don't know if you know it, Carrera. We cut them in half and placed our Technic on top of it and tried to let this car drive a little bit.
So if you need any help with printing, we have the school printer. That's definitely something which helped us with manufacturing. since it's so convenient and in school we can just simply access it. So yeah, Lisa.
Yes, I wanted to ask something else. What do you think about team building activities, and have you ever done them?
So that's a question for both teams. Like, we can start with Brazilian 6 if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, but what do you mean about team building exactly?
For example, we do team building activities to get better in our relationship with interacting with each other. That doesn't mean that it should be something that we do about F1, but maybe we go out and eat ice cream together or go on a walk together. So that's like building a better team relationship.
Yeah, I got it now. So before the pandemic, we would go out once a week, not to talk about F1, but to, as I said, go out for dinner or just walk the city. And also because before the F1 in Schools project, we were already friends. So starting the competition, we already had this close relationship. But something that really was helpful to connect us and make everyone interact was during the pandemic. Actually, it was kind of surprising because we started doing a lot more meetings because we didn't have to meet up and see if everyone's schedule would match. So at least once a week we would talk at night, talk about life, and surely it was a way for us to get to know ourselves as people and be actually really close friends apart from F1.
Yeah, that's really important. I think if you want to achieve something, you have to be friends as well on this level. We were friends before as well in our team, but that changed since we got another team member. We weren't friends before, but I think we got to be friends now, and that's definitely something good to have in a team. Maybe Swift E has some of those team building activities as well, but I don't know. So maybe we should ask them directly. So what about you guys?
Yeah, actually, our team got a really big problem because we started in the pandemic and we didn't really know each other, and therefore we weren't able to meet since the beginning as a whole team. I think we met once. So of course I know everybody by their names, how they look, because they're at the same school, of course. But we split up into two groups, and each group was kind of working on their own car in order to make a reliable move forward and get the best car as possible. We're not really one team. We're basically more like two teams at the moment who try to work on the same and try to get back into one team at the end of the pandemic.
Okay, that's cool, but still you are able to work in at least a small group, which is always good if you have other people to look over your work and give feedback and stuff. I think Helene has one question as well. Maybe she can unmute yourself and ask it.
I wanted to ask if there are any areas you would like to be judged in the future by the judges. Do you understand my question?
For me, your audio was a little bit like strange. I couldn't hear like exactly. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, me too.
Sorry. I wanted to know if there are maybe areas in the judgment you would like the judges to focus on more, or if there are some things you would invent new to the whole competition.
So I think what she means is if there are any categories which could be added to the competition, which could be judged, like, for example, more points on social media or something like that?
Yes, I think that the marketing area should have more points because here in Brazil, all the teams like have a very good marketing, a very active social media, and a lot of different and innovative marketing actions. But we feel that there are like around the world, the marketing is not so much value as should be, and we think that it should have more points related to this part, not only to the car, although the car is the main part of the competition.
Yeah, I totally agree on that point. Yeah, Leo, our marketing engineer, definitely.
Yeah, I also think that your marketing is very impressive, and I also very enjoy your post media when scrolling. And I also think that marketing is important for the competition because it helps like awareness of the competition, and that's why I should judge more.
That's cool, and I think what's funny is if you look at our insights at Instagram, you can see from which country a lot of people are who are watching your posts, and Brazil is like at the top of the ones looking at our posts, and that shows that they have an active marketing concept and are active on social media, which is definitely good. We have like an upload plan where we upload 3 days a week, which is important for us because there are teams who like they never post anything, but then just close before the competition is going to be, they're like posting everything, which isn't good if you want to keep people entertained and also up to date. And I think you guys are doing it quite well. I also like watching your posts and reading them, and I think it's good that you always have both languages available as well.
Oh, thank you so much. And also, I think that we can realize this because this year in the world stage, there's no more marketing portfolio. It's together with the enterprise one. So I think that we can see that it's being increasingly devalued.
Yeah, that's right. So we have some other questions as well. Let me look them up.
I wanted to ask, what was your biggest improvement you've made in competition?
Well, I guess we had two big differences between our regionals finals to our national finals. I can't say much about the world finals because we don't know how it did yet. But in the regional finals, in the scrutiny, we did really, really bad. Like we got a 0 out of 110 because we were careless and it was kind of horrible actually. But in the nationals, we really put our effort to make it according to the regulations because we saw the importance of it. So we were able to go from a 0 to a 90. Like we didn't get 110 as we would do like if we did everything right, but it was a big improvement, I guess. And it's something that's pretty easy. Just follow the rules. There's no mystery in that. But a lot of teams want to make a car faster, so I'm going to just not follow this rule to make the car faster, but it doesn't make any sense because it's a lot of points, so you should follow the rules, and it was something we changed a lot. And also about our Instagram, because initially we would just post a lot of things randomly and it would make things a little bit confusing for our followers. So Angie can talk a little bit better because she's the CMO, but we started to make our social media divided in 3 different posts with different designs. So if anyone goes to our social media, they can easily find what they want to see, and it's really easy to see a little bit of everything of our content. And what about you guys? In 2 years of competition, what do you think was your biggest improvement?
So I think we improved everywhere, which is a bit logic, but as well, if you look at my first car, I always like to use this as an example. My first car was basically designed with a ruler on the computer because I didn't know how to match the sizes precisely. So I started with having a car which was basically just random shapes put together. And now we really have a team who stands behind the construction of the car, and we are always improving our car. And as we are going to show you the car later on, we managed to improve our car by 10% from the regional finals, even though we thought that our car was good back then. And this development just shows how much you can get out of this small little car. And as well as marketing. At the beginning, we didn't even have marketing at all, and now we have this good marketing I'm proud of, and that's something really cool.
One thing that we did that I think that is really nice is that after the regionals, we elaborated a strategy based on São Paulo's reopening plan of the government of the pandemic. So there were some areas that were in the green stage. So it means that this area was good and we didn't have to improve a lot of things. There were other areas that were in the yellow stage and some in the red stage. And it was engineering on account of our scrutineering. But we were able to, in our weekly meetings, to see the progress of each area. And it was really, really good to see like an area that was in the red stage becoming in the green stage. It was really nice, and I think that we improved a lot on account of this plan.
Oh, that's impressive. I never thought about doing something like this, but reflecting on the past is definitely something good, since you can see your bad sides as well, and definitely you can improve on them. That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually such a good system, like of reflecting on different aspects of participation. I'm very impressed.
That's cool. So we definitely learned something from you guys today. Yeah, I don't know. We could continue about just chit-chatting here, but we could also just go over and look at the car. I think we wanted to live stream it here, but since you can't stream in the room, I think I have to send you the link for the car reveal, and it's just 1 minute long. So maybe you can watch it on your own, and then we can talk about it, whether you liked it or not. Because right now we were the only ones who watched it, and getting some feedback and reflecting on it would be even cooler. So I'm gonna search for the link and send it to you. Just a second. Okay, we worked on the video very long, since we used Blender to animate the whole thing, and it was definitely progress, since it's a hard program which you can't learn that easily. But we are happy with our results, and hopefully you like it as well. And right now I'm sending the link. So in questions, I'm just sending it, and maybe you can watch it. Lisa's broadcasting it on or live streaming it on the live stream as well. So watch it wherever you want it, and see you in, I guess, 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll look at it, but I'm really excited just to see it. I guess it's going to be great, but we'll be back so in 2 minutes.
Cool, thanks. See you.
At this point, hello to our new guest, Toby Liduya. I'm very glad. Thank you for
Oh my god, I just finished looking at it. And how long did it take to do that? It's like so professional. I loved it.
Yeah, it's
Thank you
really
very much.
Like it has
So-
even the I'm sorry, like has even the race from F1 in schools. Like and
yeah.
the, like how
So
long
thanks
did
for watching it.
you
Yeah, we start by, of course, we had to finish with the construction of the car on itself, which took us a bit longer than we expected, but then we hurried. It's like you use the program Blender, and then you start with putting on the colors. You have to basically invent this whole world in this program. So you have all of the lights, the camera, and it took us shorter than we expected because we had help from a good friend who was able to put the rendering itself, which often takes a lot of days, and he put that on a cloud where you can basically ask other people to render one picture and then all together puts into this whole video. And so he could shorten this amount of time to 6 hours, which basically which normally takes us like weeks of rendering, but the invention of the how the camera moves and the lights, this took us 2 weeks for sure.
Wow, but it's amazing. Like the car itself, it's super like I can see Swift in the like the white, the orange, the blue, and like I'm not the engineer anymore, but it seems a really good car. And just like the lights, and I love the bubbles like going through the car. It gave like a magical touch to it. I really loved it.
Yeah, thank you. So we're really proud as well that we could put the We Race as One flag on the car as well, on the one wing, so we can represent this whole community with our car, and that's something we're really proud of. And yeah, it's been a long time of CFD, and we hope the car will be fast. Right now, we are just waiting to the car to be finished with painting, and hopefully it's gonna be good. Yeah. So thanks for watching it as well. Like, as I watched the video, I again realized that we name our cars. Do you have a special name for your car? Or do you think it's important to name your car?
Yeah, I get like we have a name for our car because our whole identity, as you can see by the name Brazilian 6, is based in the Brazilian nationality because we want to show the world that Brazil is capable of doing really good projects in engineering, in product management, and marketing. So one of the big figures in the automobile world for Brazilians is Ayrton Senna. So he was a pilot, a Brazilian pilot that was in F1, and he died in a race. So it was really shocking for everyone, and he became a symbol of loving and having passion for F1 because he died in it. So our car is named in memory of him, in Ayrton. So it's named Ayrton.
That's really cool. I like naming cars. Since our first competition, we started naming cars. At the beginning, we named every single car we produced. So it was kind of, oh, he's the one, he's the other one, and we like cared for them as they were racing. This was kind of stupid, but we progressed. Like our last car was named after a physician, she was a scientist, which was the first woman who really kept going on with science, even though it was after the World War II. And I guess it's cool giving the cars such a touch with naming them. That's cool. Do you guys like rendering? I know I'm like a huge fan of it, but as you have to represent the car, it's often you have the choice whether you take a real picture or you use the rendering. So as we're working on the portfolios right now, we have to debate whether we use real pictures or renderings? And do you have a favorite real pictures or renderings?
Yeah, actually, we did our renderings in the software KeyShot, so we got a sponsor to use it, and it's really simple, similar to Blender. It's just like another name. So I wasn't the one who did the renderings. I actually did in the original stage, but I'm not really into design. So painting the car, getting a nice background, like it wasn't for me. So now Lucas, that's another member of our team, is doing it, and he really loved it. He actually wanted to do a video, but the competition was too soon, and we wouldn't have time to do it, as you said, like 2 weeks to prepare it, and we didn't have time. But he really enjoyed it, and I think that in the renderings, when you do, like, it has a better precision and it's a better view of the car as it was in real life, because taking pictures in real life has this being a little bit blur, and we don't have professional cameras. So I guess for the portfolios, for example, or for the social media, having renderings is a really good resource.
I totally agree on that, and we are like proud, and we can use the software. That's also a good skill you can develop, which is important for your further work. Leading me to this question: what was like the biggest thing you learned during your time at competing at F1 in schools? Like, what was your biggest learning experience?
Well, for me, I thought of being an administrator before F1, but being in the competition made me realize that I really liked working in a group and creating these milestones and achieving it, especially, and having contact with professional administrator. We had some partnerships with universities that have these management courses. So, and actually, I was talking to one of our sponsors, and they offered me an internship in their is an investment company. So surely the biggest learning I got in F1 schools was to realize that that's what I want to do when I finish high school. Go to the university that we partnership with. It's a Brazilian university. It's called FGV. So I want to go there, study administration, and go work in one of the companies we got a sponsorship for. So surely that was the biggest learning for me.
Oh, that's really cool. So, Giovanna, what do you want to go on? Sorry.
Well, actually, I want to be a lawyer. So I think that F1 in schools was really important to me because as I am the marketing director, I could develop my oral skills and I could develop my ability to persuade someone. So it was really, really interesting. And also, I have a YouTube channel in which I post some covers. And since I am the marketing director, I could understand a little bit more about the internet world, and I could develop more strategies to share my brand in the music field on the YouTube. It was really, really good for me also.
That's cool. So, Lisa, do you want to give us your learning experience as well?
Yes, I can. I think my biggest learning experience was like using new design programs and like learning how to make new things for the team. Like we have merchandise, so I learned how to like how it's produced and yeah how I can do stuff. I don't know. Yeah, how to say this.
The question came up, what's your name on YouTube, Giovanna? So people want to know if they can follow you on YouTube. So maybe you can write it in the chat or just spell it out however you want it.
Actually, is G Layun. Is the way that is written my name here.
Okay, cool. So maybe I can just copy it and put it in the chat as well.
Okay.
That's cool. So impressive. Helena, do you want to go on? Oh, she wants to go on. I know my team.
I think I was pushed to have a lot of contact with people for like sponsors and on events like this. And I think I'm personally more a timid person, I think, and so it helped me get more to speak with other people and learn about them. And I think that's so my biggest achievement I got.
That's very cool. Thanks for sharing. So Yannick, before you go, can you give us your learning experience during this competition as well?
Oh, yeah, I think it's basically all about the electronic because we just did the electronic. Therefore, we really learned a lot about how to power our car in general and had several ideas because we are not really in a competition. It's more like sharing our research with other teams and trying to create a new competition. So we are more like cooperating with other teams, and so yeah, that's for sure one point. And another one is basically the knowledge about all electronic.
That's cool. So I think Leo is the last one to share her experience, if I'm
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. Yes, the biggest profit I could get from the participation influence on ethics, I think. I've also learned time management methods that help me considerably in private life, so I'm very grateful for that, obviously. I was also able to orientate myself professionally, spend my eloquence, and I can definitely studying. And to sum it all up, I would simply recommend every competition themselves because it's such a great experience and has to grow. And yeah, I really appreciate chance competition.
So thanks for sharing. I think I'm the last one. So I'm really grateful for my team that I have. And working in a team was definitely a big learning curve for me, since at the beginning I wasn't able to give other people the work they are responsible for, since I wanted to have control over them and I couldn't trust them. But now I have a team who I can trust, and definitely we could win this competition. And if we could do this would definitely mean a lot for me, since I like working with CAD and all of the rendering stuff, and that's really important for me. And without F1 in schools, that wouldn't be important for me, since I never would be getting into touch with it. So I think that's the end of our talk right now. If you have any other questions, you can still ask them. But if not, I'm very grateful for all of your questions today, and also for you guys to talk to us. And I hope you can watch our car reveal maybe once again and enjoy it. So that's it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for your invitation. It was awesome talking to you guys, and good luck in our competition. We'll be cheering for you guys, and hopefully next year you go to the World Finals, we can meet. It's going to be really awesome.
That would be cool, and thanks you. Good luck for you as well. So yeah.
Thank you guys for our conversation. It was awesome to talk to each one of you.
So thanks to everyone. We can now leave or still keep talking however you want it.
Bye guys. Have a nice good night, everyone.
Bye.
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 And good luck.
Good luck.
So thanks for watching the live stream as well. You can now leave. Lisa,
Danke,
can you
cool.
end the live stream?